What are your names and roles in the band?
My name is Caleb James Bell, and I am guitarist and vocalist for Dirty Crush.
My name is Matt Payton. I am lead guitar and the other vocalist in this band.
Jeremy MacArthur. I am the drummer in the band.
Derek Gunnerstedt, and I'm the bass player.
What have you guys been up to lately?
6 foot.
6,
8.
What?
Math.
Studio.
11 inches.
A lot of studio time.
Oh, wrong school.
We've been in the studio for a while now. We've been there for the last, 3 months?
Since October.
2 months. 2,
2-3 months, yeah,
Sometime.
somewhere around there. Working on a new album.
So you have a new album. Tell me about it. Tell me about the new album.
It's a concept album. Another one, yeah.
It's called 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed behind you guys. There's a 7 on the wall back
Yeah,
there.
we could not
Not any higher.
Yeah, we had to stop there.
It's called 7 because it's based on the 7 deadly sins. We try to capture each sin in a single song, so each song on the album is a different sin, and it's gonna turn out really good, I think.
Yeah, I think we worked really hard to accomplish capturing the sin within the song.
It was easy to do. It was, it's already kind of laid out for you. It's just how you want to tell the story.
Yeah, how you do
How you want to do it.
How long was the writing process on that?
Well, that's some of it came quickly, some of it not so much.
It spanned over almost a year.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, no.
It was
9
really
months
recent.
at least, because we started writing, a few months
June
after
and
we
shit.
put the last album out?
June and shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I'd say it was about June.
Yeah.
We started writing about June, so.
But then we kind of just finished the second half just within the past month and a half or so.
Yeah, this last half we kind of had to catch up because we were running behind, so we had to kind of write as we go.
And recording at the same time.
Yeah, I went into the studio with some unwritten songs. So.
Finished it there by the hour.
Speaking of the studio, how long were you guys in the studio?
Like you said earlier, probably about two months.
2
2 and a
months,
half.
something like that. It's been, go in for a couple of days, cut weekend. And
What studio were you at?
Brady Street Studios.
Brian
And-
Osborne is the
yes.
engineer there, and he does an amazing job. Recommend that studio to anybody in the Tulsa area, or if you just want to get a studio and you're not in the Tulsa area, go there. He's very good.
Are the
Yeah.
prices good over there?
It's not bad. They're not bad. They're not
Okay.
the cheapest. You could find cheaper.
But for what you get,
Yeah.
for what you get, the price is right.
Yeah.
I saw you guys pictures on
Yeah,
Facebook from the studio. I remember
Bob
Caleb's
Barker was right.
picture. You look like you guys are having a good time out there.
Yeah,
so-
it was fun. It was a
Yeah,
lot
it's
of
very
fun.
fun.
Yeah, it was a
Brian's
new
easy to
experience.
get along with.
It's a great environment. It's real open, and Brian is easy to work with. Definitely.
That's good.
He makes it a good environment.
That's good.
Yeah.
And what was the inspiration to do the concept?
It was your idea.
It was
Yeah.
my idea. I just thought, you have the 7 deadly sins, and I couldn't really think of anybody that had really done a concept on that and wasn't cheesy, So I thought, let's do one where it's dark, eerie, creepy,
And heavy.
heavy.
Plus, most of us like dark, weird, creepy shit anyway.
Right,
Movie-wise and
and
music-wise.
it just seemed like a really fun idea. Seemed like it would allow us to really do a lot of things that maybe might have been out of our box.
Yeah,
sort of.
When Jerry brought the idea, he said the idea. I don't know how Caleb felt or Derek felt, but I was excited about it. Just the whole idea of another concept album was a good idea to me because I'm all about that stuff, and
Right.
it was fun to write, and it's been very fun to record.
Yes.
The concept as a whole has been kind of a eye opener because we have to look up certain stuff to find inspiration for the different songs and everything. And I don't know, I had a good time with it.
We ended up learning stuff. It was kind of cool.
Oh my goodness! I can't tell you, man. This album has been an experience, a learning experience for I think all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
And do you guys have any favorite songs off the album? And like, do you each individually like separate songs or?
Yeah, we might. A couple of us might share some similar ones. I know mine personally. I would seriously be torn between. God, we were just talking about this. It was
Yeah.
like we should think of this now. Gluttony, definitely. that I think that song took us out of our box a little bit when we recorded it.
It was also the first one we wrote.
It was too the first one, but we've never used any kind of effects or anything on our vocal rhythms. We just kind of went straight forward with them, and on this particular song we did, and I thought it really sounded cool. That would probably be mine. Maybe runner-up would be Sloth.
Okay. When's the album coming out?
We're planning for
Late March.
somewhere in March. March is the main month we're trying for, and we don't know how that's going to happen yet, but we're still planning on March.
So you don't have a venue picked out for the CD release or anything?
We have a venue that we prefer. We just haven't got it confirmed. We're waiting on the confirmation. We want to make this. We want to make this really big. I mean, it's like a theatrical kind of where you're not just coming and you're not going to see a band on a plain black stage with a brick wall background. There's going to be stage props.
But it's not going to be Operation Minecraft.
No, it's not. No.
Girl
But,
vocals.
I mean, it's going to be themed out. It's going to be big. We're going to, like we did on the first album.
That's Stonehenge.
Yeah, we intend on getting up there and we'll play the entire album in its entirety from beginning to end, exactly how it is on the album. A kind of cool thing that if this venue happens, it happens to be right next door to our studio,
Which is great.
and our engineer also happens to run sound at this venue sometimes. So it's going to allow us to also bring a lot audibly to the show because he'll know our stuff. He knows what we're doing. He'll be able to throw certain effects in, certain
Outros.
yes, things like that. And we got 3 other bands that are hopefully going to be able to do it. We're still trying to confirm the venue.
Okay.
Before we reach out to any bands.
Okay. And I noticed that you guys have a new single out on Facebook, on Reverb Nation. Was it on Reverb Nation?
Yes.
Okay.
All over the place. It's,
All over the place. I know, yeah, you guys are in Apple Store and all that, right?
Yeah,
You got
online.
mass distribution, so.
Mass distribution.
Okay, and the name of that song is Goddamn. Tell me a little bit about that song.
goddamn. Well,
I love this, by the way. I love the concept of this song.
it started out just a regular song. There probably wasn't going to be a concept to it. Me and Caleb just thought the lyrics for the chorus a long time ago. I've always been trying to work with it and stuff, figure out what we can do with it. And we all got together and started writing and stuff. And I had the first verse and I brought it to the guys. And then we started working on the second verse and we're like, let's make it about the relationship between Judas and Jesus. And that's kind of how it came out. You can really tell on the second verse. First verse, not so much. It just sounds like a betrayal song. But once you get to the second verse, it kind of explains more about it. And it's from the eyes of Jesus, basically. And it's just how our interpretation of how he would feel towards Judas for betraying him. That's kind of how we were going about it.
Yeah, we love it, and right when we started playing it out in public, people responded, man.
That's why we closed with it now.
I mean, actually, our sound guy said, his son gets in the car and he's like, "Hey, Daddy, I want to hear that goddamn song." He's like, and he's like sitting there, how much do you know about this song?
And the name is touchy. We know that.
It is, definitely.
Doesn't mean we were going to change it, but
I don't want to change it.
Yeah, and I try to stress to people that it's not the one word goddamn.
That's how most people
It's
say
2
it.
words. It's God damned. Like, I'm not the one, God damned. And that's how we say it in the song, and that's how we want it to come across.
So it's not like an affront to religion. It's more of an introspection between Jesus and Judas and God.
it's actually 2 words that you will find in the Bible used in the same sense that we're using it. So we really haven't done anything
The Bible hadn't done.
Yeah, that the Bible hasn't done. So
It's just people hear the title of the
Yes.
song, and their immediate thought is,
Right.
But with all this religious talk too, we're not a striper company.
No, we're not
either.
either.
It's
Right.
just
It's
cool
an idea.
subjects.
It just so happened, and this is really cool, that probably could have ended up being a song on the 7 album if we had wanted it to. We didn't mean to write a song and a whole album that had to do with religion. It just kind of happened. it wasn't our point.
I've had a lot of people tell me we should just put that song on the album, and that's
Yeah.
it's a single, and we made it just for a single. We didn't want to put it on an album. We had an idea for the singles that we were going to put out, because we're going to do this more than just this one. We're going to do it a lot more. I can't tell you why, but
Right.
we're just going to do it that way because we like it that way.
There'll be little Easter eggs in between albums that we drop out.
And on this album, you know, each song is, you know, it's a different sin, and it's not all just kind of running, you know, on the same line. It's like each song is a story, you know,
Yeah.
and it's trying to sum up that sin.
I mean, it's a concept album, so, but even so, each sin, I think some people can relate to certain sins, like envy. That's probably one of my favorite songs on the album. You know, everybody
Yeah.
experiences envy.
Yeah, the songs themselves, we actually tried to not make them biblical and
Except for rap.
yeah, and non-understandable. Like for instance, the song "Sloth." That touches on humanity as a whole, how we have become lazy, how we have become dependent and reliant to the point that we couldn't navigate ourselves 2 miles down the road without it, you know? And we try to do that with every song, make it relatable, you know, to a degree without making it all biblical.
Except for rap, like I said.
Right.
Rap is kind of the exception to all that, because rap
There's
It's
a
a
cool
story,
concept
man.
on that one too.
Wrath has its own concept apart from the other ones, because when you think of wrath and you think biblical terms of wrath, you're going to think of God's wrath or Lucifer's wrath. Well, we decided to go with Lucifer's wrath, and that's kind of how he feels towards God and the angels and everything. And it's probably one of the heaviest songs on the album, and it's also the most different one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the most difficult, dude.
Yeah, it's Satan's view on getting kicked out,
Yeah, basically.
you know, and
Cool Kids Club.
yeah, the Cool Kids Club,
You
and
ain't in my treehouse club no
his
more.
anger about it, his anger about it, and how it hurt him and all that stuff, and it's kind of cool because it's almost a story within a story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on
You know, it is, but and yes, we'll go ahead and get it out now. We do have another song called Pride. Okay, we did it on the first album, we know, but doing the concept album, the 7 Deadly Sins, we kind of couldn't avoid it. It's one of the 7 Deadly Sins.
Well, I think on the first album, Pride is called Pride and Consequences.
Are you gonna play both versions of Pride at any given show, or are you gonna have separation between those?
No.
Usually end up playing.
Usually we play both of
Same
them,
night,
just because,
right.
you know, Pride and Consequences was the first one. That's like one of my favorite songs to play live.
Right.
And obviously, you know, pushing this new album, we're gonna have to play Pride, the new Pride. We call it New Pride.
New Pride.
But to everybody else, the old Pride is called Pride and Consequences.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, you can't really avoid it.
Yeah.
Just shorten the name.
Yeah,
It just-
most of the time
yeah.
we won't even mention the name of one of them. We'll just say one of them Pride and the other one we don't mention it.
Yeah.
Play.
If we had known when we wrote the first one that we were going to be doing the concept album, then we probably would have taken more care
Yeah.
of how we named it. But you know, the whole concept just kind of came out of nowhere. Really, I mean, there was no pre-plot to it. There was no like, we got to come up with something to write about. You know.
I fell in love with it immediately, though. I remember
Yeah.
Jeremy coming to me and talking about it, and he was like, you know, it's never been done before. And I was just thinking about it, 7 Deadly Sins, 7 songs, and I was like, yeah, that's where it's at, dude. Let's go.
And we added, you know, we it's not, some people are like 7 songs, that's not an album, that's an EP. Well, yes and no. I mean, it depends on how you do it. I bet you that, you know, by the time you're done with the album, you'll feel like you listened to a full album, you know.
And yeah, some, like a couple of songs probably long, you know, 6 minutes. It take.
That's what we do though. If you don't know us by now, you should know that our songs are long.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah, and it's just the way it is. We don't want to compromise the song in any way, even if it means it doesn't get radio airplay.
So what are you guys hoping for with this album?
Hopefully people like it.
I'm hoping
Yeah,
it spreads. I'm hoping
yeah.
it spreads like a freaking disease, man.
I'm hoping that it touches base with a lot of genres because you're going to find everything from heavy.
Like Gluttony and Wrath.
Yeah.
You got a song like Lust. Lust is The other different one.
Completely
Yeah.
different.
Lust is going to shock a lot of people.
You'll see.
Lust is what we think. I think that's our left field song. You'll see. Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
we
see.
can't. We don't want to tell you about.
We're not
that.
saying anything about it, but when you go to hear this song, you're gonna maybe double check your CD player to make sure you don't swap CDs on you.
So if people want to find you right now, how can they find you guys?
Well,
Facebook.
Well, before we get into Facebook and Reverb Nation, not many people know about it, but we do have our own website.
Yes.
It is www.dirtypress.net.
Yes.
And that's, you can find everything about us on that website.
You can literally find every single media outlet on us from there.
And also join our
Our
Yeah.
criminal records.
Criminal records.
Can't find that.
Our
What else we got?
driving records.
Can't find that.
Social security numbers.
That's also not there.
Our school shot records are on there.
Yeah, none of the birthmark pictures are for 18 and above.
No, but you can find our Facebook, Reverb Nation, SoundCloud, YouTube, Twitter.
If you're lucky, you can find our belly button.
Yes, it's on the site somewhere. I'm not gonna say where.
It's not on there.
All right, do you guys have any closing thoughts?
Come out to a show.
Our next show will be, as of right now, our next show is February 14th with Machine in the Mountain at their CD
Fuck
release.
yeah.
So we hope everybody that sees this goes out to that and parties with Machine in the Mountain, us, and I can't remember who else.
And I turned 21 that night, so
At 12
Right.
bucks.
That's
I'm
good.
out. Yeah.
He has to
Finally,
play-
you can start
Yeah,
coming
Well,
out.
he can't come out. He can't play on stage until midnight that night. So we'll probably play like 10:30 or something. You'll see Caleb standing outside with his guitar and a wireless headset, and then right at midnight he can walk
You can come in and
doors.
play, right?
Yeah.
It's about time. So
Uh,
we've been waiting on this day.
Bring your jackets.
Yeah.
In
Long time coming.
closing, I'd like to say I hope everybody likes this album. We really put a lot into this album, hoping to please everybody that picks it up and listens to it. I would love to right now make sure, I thank you, Adam Raymond from Dryvr, for coming out and doing this for us. Make
Yeah,
sure you
thanks,
check
man.
his band out because they are fucking badass
Just
too.
played Canes, I heard.
Right?
They did. They really did. They played fans.
I hope people appreciate the musical skill that went into this album because we all challenged ourselves, like I said, and stepped out of our box.
Yeah, and another closing statement is come out and support your musical scene.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we're all a big family out here, and
Yes.
we could use the support.
Everybody could.
Support us.
Not just us.
Like
all of
Music
us.
Jackson.
scene, man. Tulsa music scene. We're here. Come on out.
Give me money! Oh. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Adios. Goodbye. Sayonara.
That's all right.
Damn.
Hell yeah.
Cool.